Alright, so I watched an anime recently called Uramichi oniisan. What a great series. I loved how depressing this comedy was. It reminded me of the best part of Gintama and Osomatsu, with a lot of bits of other stuff sprinkled in. A surefire recommendation. What is it about? Uramichi is a gymnast who is working in children's programming. Every day he has to deal with realities of being an adult and hiding behind a mask of cheerfulness to keep the children and the director happy. But he is always beset by problems such as annoying co-workers, clinical depression, and awful requests by the superiors. It's sometimes too real, sometimes hilarious, and sometimes truly great. I know this summary sounds like it would just be boring and depressing, but I really loved it and I think it was very funny. Also, it was relatable. What did I like? The characters. This is crucial to a comedy, to nail the characters. They are what carries the entire thing, and here they have a great camaraderie and similar problems. All of them are genuinely depressed. All of them are going through a lot of problems, some more than others, but they are all likable in their own ways, although some more so than others. I think it could have been easy to make someone the butt of every joke and just repeat the same gags over and over, but instead it tries to tell a sort of mundane story, which on paper is an awful idea for a show. It would also be pretty easy to make the main character just either be a dick who's depressed and this is a dead-end job for him, which could be funny, but this went for a riskier, more likable approach instead. He really values the kids and their happiness. He lets the cracks show now and again, but he genuinely breaks down a few times when they praise him, which was so cute and just very enjoyable. The show is chock full of character interactions and they are done well. I also like the things they have to do. Singing silly songs, doing backflips while greeting everyone, dress up in the bear and pink rabbit costumes. Children's programming can really harm one's dignity. It is frequently played for laughs. Still, because of one of the perspective, there is a bit of a depressing feel to each of the embarrassments. They're still people and they still have to suffer through that, no matter how funny it really is. Sometimes they even laugh at each other, despite relating to the misfortunes. There is something beautiful about that. True camaraderie. What did I dislike? I think the superiors were a bit too stupidly abusive. It's also a little scary how much abuse the main cast has to deal with. It's not like they're getting beaten or anything, but there are times I'd say it was completely justified to sue and definitely win. The superiors are definitely a big part of it and could have been done better. More relatable as well, perhaps in a bit of a chain of abuse from people above them, instead of lol, the director is a dumbass. Also, I think the blondie was a little bit too much. I think he was teetering on the brink of spiraling into annoying, and that is a bit of a personal preference, so I can totally see people being really annoyed by him. He's just a bit too much of a doofus. Gambler, asshole, a bit of a bully, etc, etc. But he adds a bit of a diversity, because there is definitely a guy like that in every workplace, and in every group, really. And they probably aren't as nice as this, because he truly seems to care for Uramichi, despite, well, being like that. It just further elaborated in the last 2 episodes. So the end result was the series which I've binged in 2 days, but that's just because I forced myself to stop midway. It was extremely enjoyable and left me wanting more. Probably because I am a bit of a sadist, or a masochist. Anyway, it was good. Recommended.